What's up, Punters Pod listeners? You can listen to us every Thursday on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or even watch us on YouTube. Now, let's get into the show. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Punters Pod.
What a time to be alive. Massive week of footy, Jazza. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right. Yeah, I'm living.
Living.
The dream. Living the dream.
Living the dream. Collingwood back into flag
I know,
contention.
the past winning the fucking play. Hey, you know what? I actually thought to myself we should start this week by going da 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 da.
No, come on, don't. They're legit. I reckon we've lost about 500 listeners just from us just ripping into Carlton every single week. Honestly,
Let them know. The flag's not won in July.
a lot of things don't happen in July. I'll tell you that much. I'll tell you that. We'll get into it a bit later on in the episode.
I reckon
but
every week this year we went from flags I won in March, Carlton fans. Flags I won in April, May, June, July. And they still fucking always think they've got the flag sewed up.
some like this year, and it's not just this year. And this is what pisses me off about footy as well. Every single year, it's this year is this year is that. This year, it's every year. Every year this happens. Every year it's the closest season ever. Every year the flag isn't one of these. Every year. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Not really, no.
How?
I don't know. What do you mean?
What do you mean? Like everything you hear is, oh my god, this year is the closest year ever.
Oh no,
every year that
we
is
spoke
said.
about this a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I know, but that's just with everything in footy. It feels like I don't know. Maybe I'm cooked. I reckon I'm cooked.
Like let's cut the lead now. Fuck, what are you feeling seeing all those cocky Carlton fans at the game?
You know what?
Just melts.
You know what?
Melts.
No. They didn't.
Oh
melt.
yeah, they thought they scored.
The amount of videos that have come out after that of them celebrating like they saw. In what world did you? And apparently it was like the Carlton cheer squad all got up and started cheering. I don't know. Like, and we were sitting. There were a few Carlton players because obviously we're in the Collingwood members, but there was a few
nuffies.
There was a few Carlton supporters like trickled around in our. That's something else that pisses me off. But anyway,
you know what? Segregate the fans. I reckon. Fuck it.
Oh no, segregate fans. I don't.
You know what? Have general admission for you can sit with your friends and family that go for the other team. But other than that, segregate. Why the fuck do you need Collingwood and Carlton supporters to sit next to each other?
It makes you feel uncomfortable. Like where we sit is predominantly Collingwood supporters. Obviously, it's the Collingwood membership section. So why are there like in reserved seats Carlton fans scattered around? Like one here, one there, one here. Like
who don't know the rules?
I would never. Don't know the rules
because they've been following footy for 2 years.
And call ball every single. Oh my god! You go to a Carlton game, the most frequently used word is ball by far.
Unbelievable.
Anyway, what were we saying before? Oh, yeah. The videos of them all celebrating. Apparently, the Carlton cheer squad got up, started celebrating, whatever. Yeah, like
they did.
How? In what world did you think that ball was going anywhere near?
Certain angles, but
they thought it was one. As soon as McGovern marked it, they thought the game was over.
Cripper was celebrating.
I know, Cripper with that fist bump.
Nothing sweet. I'm sorry, Carlton fans. We'll move on. Dusty retired.
Yes, Tom Hawkins retired.
So, like, for everyone who listens and dies every week for Thursday morning to find out who the random player is on the Punters Pod, no random player this week. Who is it, Jez?
We got Dusty putting the finger in a sandwich with Caminiti in the middle.
Yep.
And then Dusty doing a line on the other side.
Doing a line.
They're doing an airline to Shane Mumford.
Was it to Shane Mumford? It was at Giant Stadium.
Sausage. Yeah.
Good stadium, NG Stadium.
Is it?
Nah, not really.
What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Well, like, what else can you say about Dusty? Like, this is the thing that happens too. You get bombarded with the exact same thing every time. 100%. Yes, the 2020 grand final was fucking unreal.
And the goal was good.
Yes, the goal was good. But
but on a real note, like, greatest player I've ever seen with my own eyes.
I think same as me.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if this happened to everyone or just me, and you probably know what I'm going to say here. I missed a portion of footy, like between the ages of maybe 12.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah,
from
between
12
like 12
to
like 16. Yep. I don't know why puberty. Who the fuck knows?
You thought you were a mad cunt.
Yeah, I don't know. I had no interest in footy at all. When I started getting back into footy, 2016 was when it was...
2016? No, it wasn't. I reckon it was around 2018.
No.
Because I clearly remember...
No. I went to Fed Square to watch the 17
grand final. Yeah. And then I picked you up from the train station. I remember you saying, wow, I just wish like Collingwood's good next year. I will get really into it.
Oh,
I remember
well,
that,
yeah,
yeah.
whatever. End of 17, 18. So I was a part of the fucking Dusty era.
So you just hopped on Collingwood when they made a grand final.
No, 17 was not. There was no expectations.
18.
Yeah, but were there any expectations?
A 0.
Exactly. So anyway, enough of fucking backstory. I was in it for the Dusty era. By far the best player I've seen, because in that period that I did miss, I probably missed most of the best of Gary Ablett.
You did.
Yep. So best player I've ever seen.
Yeah, but it's like it's easy to say now because next year fucking Pennells or something will retire.
Nah.
And we'll all say, oh, like not the greatest ever, but wow, so underappreciated. But Dusty, man, like prime Dusty was fucked. There's no player right now that compares to like 2017, 2019 Dusty. Like he was, like bro, I remember just like every week just watch, like you would watch Richmond games just to fucking seem dominant. Like no one compares. Like I don't care, say fucking Cripps, say even Nick Dacos for us, enough you Collingwood supporters, nothing compares. Bro, Dusty was dominant, man.
What I do want to say, because you said next year I'm going to say it, and I'm going to say it right now. With the thing, it's funny you say it, with the thing of Pendlebury and Dusty, like even last week, Pendlebury's 400th, I heard a bit of talk here and there about, is he in the top echelon, is Pendlebury in the top echelon of players during this period, yeah? Do you think Pendlebury all time is better than Dusty? Because it's very hard. This is
Yeah,
you know what? This is Jordan LeBron debate. It is.
No,
Because
that's
no.
ridiculous.
It's
Yeah,
similar.
that's
It's similar.
ridiculous.
It's similar.
That's an outrageous comparison. I know what you're saying. I know what you're
No,
saying.
you clearly don't.
You're saying longevity versus
versus absolute peak.
Look.
like the 3 premierships, 3 Norm Smiths is the
6 championships.
6P Bulls with
It's
Jordan.
not 6P, 3 and 3.
No, it's 3 and 3, whatever, with Jordan. And the longevity of Pendlebury is thing. Like, you know what I mean?
I think Dusty.
Fuck, that
I
was a
think-
great analogy, bro.
I don't know if it was. I actually don't think it was.
I can't believe you don't see the similarities there.
I know, but it's a bit outrageous to say
Okay.
Pendlebury is part of the GOAT discussion, to be honest. But
No,
anyway.
I don't mean.
I know, but
my
that's
God,
how it's come
yeah.
across. That's how it's come across. I think wholeheartedly that Dusty's peak outweighs Pendlebury's longevity. Pendlebury's been consistently good for 17 out of his 19 years, but Dusty's peak was so dominant. Pendlebury's never been as dominant in a single game of his career as Dusty was for those whole 3
Ooh,
seasons.
That's thing.
Nah,
Oh, come on.
Pendlebury's been consistently great and consistently a top 5 player on the field for 17 years, which is a feat in itself, but he's never ever torn a game apart. I've never seen Pendlebury tear a game apart
you're right.
like Dusty has single-handedly dismantled teams for those 3 years.
And everyone talks about it. Everyone talks about that 2020 grand final.
Oh.
I don't know if it just hits different because it was COVID and everyone was home and everyone was watching it because there was fucking nothing else to do.
No,
But
that's not the reason.
sitting there watching that game, it was like everyone says this. I know they were out of it. Geelong were dominating that game, and then that last goal to end the second quarter, and then he just went on a tear in the second. Came back, won it off his own boot. Nobody is ever going to get 3 Norm Smith medals, I don't think.
Never. Like, the thing is as well, it's almost like Dusty was inevitable in that period. It was like, you had a feeling he didn't have a great first half of that grand final, but you just knew sooner or later he was going to fucking come and destroy Geelong. Every game from that period, you just knew Dusty was going to just turn it on and do something. Like, I don't know, bro. It is amazing to think about.
And you just don't appreciate it when it's happening.
Never.
Because now you look back at it and you think,
Fuck, like
I wish I was watching
I wish.
back then right now just to see how dominant he was. But
People will feel that about Nick Dacos one day.
I don't think they
probably not.
will.
But, you know, I was a bit of in the camp where I was like, because Collingwood were competitive with Richmond in those years, I was a bit like, fuck Dusty, man. Like, I hate him, blah, blah, blah. I used to trick myself into thinking Levi Greenwood could stop
No,
him.
I was just about to say Levi Greenwood used to put him to sleep.
He used to
2018
do well.
prelim, he put him to
He did well,
sleep.
he did well. But anyway, like, enough Dusty chat. Let's get into the round that was.
Dogs versus Melbourne. Domination from start to finish. Old Jamara came back out a little.
What do you mean, old Jamara?
What do you mean? Are you joking?
He had like 10 shots on goal.
We both, 10 shots on goal. We both had him for 2+ goals. What did he end up kicking? 2-6 or something?
2-6, yeah. And one on the
2-6,
full,
something
probably.
crazy like that. And maybe Bond is a little good.
A little good. Fuck me. At least you've admitted that. I'm proud of you. Well done. And let's go. Let's do a round of apologies. Sorry to dogs.
No, I did that last week.
You can do it again.
Oh, I'm sorry to dogs.
And Bevo.
And Peffer. Not Freo.
And Bont.
And Bont.
Okay, there we go. We got Bont in today.
Listen, I'm warming up to him a bit. You guys got to understand.
Because you've got to punt on the dogs to make the granny.
No. You guys got to understand that I do not, like, I hate teams for a reason. I don't hate them for no reason.
Well, what's your reason for hating Bonds for 10 years
No,
of your
I just didn't like how they...
So that's not a reason.
Anyway,
I just didn't
okay,
like.
whatever,
Yeah. Dogs, like it was expected, as you said. Nothing really surprising. I think the D's are in the mud, and I think the Dogs are charging home. I said it probably 2 weeks ago, and I say it again. I think they make top 4.
This is another conversation that happens quite frequently, but Melbourne doesn't cop enough shit.
No, they don't.
They don't cop enough shit for winning a premiership, okay? In the COVID year, I don't count it because no championship during the COVID years count. But anyway.
Just Lakers header.
They win the premiership and it is like touted as the best list. This is the best list.
It was a good list.
They've got Clayton Oliver and Christian Petrarca who are still fairly young. They haven't even hit their primes yet, yeah? They got Max Gorn, the best ruckman in the comp. They got Stephen May and Jake Lever, 2 of the best fullbacks in the comp. And to come out and come in 2 finals then, two final series, not win a finals for, straight sets 2 years in a row then, and now to not make finals this year as well, baffling, insane. And they don't cop enough shit for it.
But it comes back to the thing of they're hard to win. They're hard to win. I don't subscribe to your bullshit about it doesn't count. It does count. They won a premiership. They had a good list. Obviously, things have happened, and it was overrated at the time because their forward line. They won a premiership with Ben Brown being their key forward and relying on Bailey Fritsch to score 5 goals. It wasn't as good as everyone cracked it up to be, and we're seeing that now. And a lot of things have happened this year. Clary's obviously disrupted preseason, track injury, Gorn injury. No, like they thought Shane McAdam was going to come in and save the fucking club.
That was a fucking.
But anyway,
I can't believe it.
I don't know. I don't think it's as bad as you're making it out. But anyway, the other Friday game.
Yeah, I know. Stop doing this AFL. I hate it so much. I hate the 2 Friday night games.
Like I would have watched this game if it was a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, I know.
Even though it's a shit game.
That's another thing that pisses me off too. Like the whole reason that they stopped Thursday night game is because there's not enough good games to put a Thursday night. I would have watched this on a Thursday night.
Yeah, same. Yeah,
Eagles Suns. Yeah. Put Eagles Suns on. I would have watched it.
Oh
anyway.
yeah, we were flicking between both channels.
Yeah.
Anyway, quickly, I actually wanted to mention this last week. What is the best time slot for footy? What do you reckon? You get the most enjoyment of sitting down and watching a footy game. What time?
Sitting down and watching at home or going to it?
Sitting down and watching a footy game at home. What is the best footy time slot?
You're going to call me fucking crazy here. Sunday, 4:35.
I can't agree with that at all.
I don't know why. Maybe I'm a weird cunt. To end my weekend, I don't know. Sunday arvo, just a bit chill, especially in winter. Chuck the heater on. It's just nice. I don't know. I just like it. Do you not?
For me, it's 100% a Friday night. Nothing tops Friday night footy. I love Friday night footy. It's the first game of the weekend. Everyone's jaded up all week to watch the footy. Friday night is the best by a mile. Argue with a wall.
I don't know why, but I just love like a Brisbane Adelaide Sunday for something.
For a punt, it's alright. But
I don't know. Maybe I think that's why
to get excited to watch a footy game, a massive blockbuster on a Friday night.
No,
is amazing.
Nothing is better than at the start of the season.
Thursday, obviously.
That is the biggest G up ever because it's Wednesday afternoon and you go, oh my God, tomorrow I'm going to wake up and there's going to be footy tonight.
Yeah, Thursday's obviously dominant.
Dominate.
But at the moment, I love a Friday.
Nothing new. Most disappointing team out. Had that game in the bag in the last couple 5-10 minutes.
I did.
Did you even watch the last?
I did.
Insane. Like, I don't know. We did a clip on it last week. They need to cop more shit.
It's in my bro.
Yeah.
Dog. Yeah, simple math doesn't fail, boys. What do I keep telling you? 1 + 1, 2. Suns plus away, loss. Move on. It's like a nothing
Easy
game.
math. North versus Richmond. Tigers are bad. They're like bad. And especially like all the players knew too that was going to be Dusty's last game. And they still couldn't.
Did they know before?
Yeah, they did apparently.
Oh, okay. Oh, what are you going to do? They're a bad team. They're a bad team. North's the best team on earth if you listen to some people. So
me.
This was expected.
Go Harry Sheezel. Get as many draft picks as you can. Richmond, get as many draft picks as you can. You have a chance here to set yourself up for the next 15, 20 years. I'm telling you right now, this will be looked back on as one of the best things that could have ever happened to Richmond. They are going to get into this draft big time. Baker's going, Bolton's going, Rioli's going.
Graham.
They can even trade that first pick.
No way.
No, what do you mean? Trade that first pick to get multiples in the top 10. You can give them to Freo. You can give them to, I think Melbourne has a couple picks in the top 10. Get as many draft picks as you can. This draft is touted to be a deep, deep draft. Massive inside, insanely talented midfielders, forwards, intercepting backs. Get into this draft as much as you can. Tassie is coming to the comp in a few years. Everyone's draft for the next 5-6 years is going to be compromised due to Tassie. Get in. This will be looked back on, I'm telling you right now. They're going to have some shit years. It's going to be like North Melbourne, who stacked up all these really, really good players. They're still not out of it yet. But in a few years from now, we're going to be saying, oh my God, that draft for Richmond set them up 10 years. They'll have another dynasty.
Another three-peat for the Tigs.
I reckon.
How far can North go next year is what I want to ask you.
Oh, no way. I actually wrote North will win the flag in the next 8 years.
That doesn't really fucking answer my question.
But it's similar.
Okay, no, not really.
I still think North. You know what? I'm going to say they make finals next year.
North Melbourne are going to be the Hawthorn of 2024
Yeah, I
in
agree.
2025. They're going to be a very fun young team. Everyone gets behind, and they're going to start putting it together and make a late finals run next season. Book it in. Come back to this video.
I don't even know about late finals run. I think that...
No. I don't think you can go. And everyone said this about Hawthorn. Remember, before in the preseason they were really injured, everyone was saying, I think Hawthorn can fuck around and make finals this year. But it's very hard to go from bottom 4 in the mud. North have only won 2 games. Keep that in mind. 3 games. Keep that in mind. Yeah, it's very hard to go from that to winning 12 games straight into a finals from the jump. Hawks making a late run.
Bro, I don't know, man. Like... This may look very stupid, and this is going to a point of not saying shit too early, but I think this year for them was a real, like, tester year. Like, test out these players here, these players here, these players here. Sherry looks like he can be an Australian ruckman.
This year.
Sheasel, LDU, Wardlaw. This midfield, Simpkins found his form again. Like, after not being thrown around... Are you joking? He's been... At the start of the year, he was thrown around half forward, this, that, blah, blah, blah.
He didn't play for the first 7 weeks.
He's going to be an Australian key forward. What's his face? Cobden, whatever.
Cobden, yeah.
It can be thrown either way. Core started to find some form. They're going to be very good.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
They're going to be very good.
I don't think they're that good, but I think they can be the Hawthorn of this year.
Cats, Crows, poor by Geelong. Very, very poor.
Bro, how does it even get that close for Geelong? I got fucking shut on for saying GMHBA is not a fortress anymore. And yeah, it isn't, because if you're beating Adelaide by 5 points, it's not really a fortress. A team who's out of finals contention, you need this win for top 4, and you're down in the last 5 minutes. You need Jeremy Cameron to fucking put on a clinic to get you over the line.
We actually said last week, both of us said that this was not like Geelong were not going to lose this game.
Yeah,
we're driving to the Collingwood Carlton game, and Geelong are up. It was like 27 points or something they were up. So we turned it off. Whatever. We are walking into the MCG. We're going up the escalators, and there's the massive projector projecting onto the side of the wall. And fucking, they're down.
They're down.
They're down by like 15 points or something like that. Like, insane.
Crows are such a tease. They're they're fucking tease.
Massive tease.
To be a decent team, because they just can't be.
And also, for Fogarty to ever be a player, Tex needs to fuck off.
Oh, Tex,
every game, Tex comes in, Fogarty just has a stinker, and then it's, he's scared of the ball, blah, blah, blah. We saw in the games where Tex did not play, Fogarty and Thilthorpe, that duo together dominated.
Thilthorpe.
Get Tex the fuck out of here.
Retire. What's the next game?
Pies, Blues.
Oh, ta-ta-ta-ta.
Couldn't ask for anything better. Blues always act like they are the underdogs.
Pretenders.
Why every game they act like they're the underdog? Look, they were the best team. Every single week, when you start on Monday, they're the best team. They're going to win the grand final. And then we get closer and closer and closer to game day. And it's like, this player might be injured. I don't know about versing Collingwood. Yous are going to beat us. What do you mean? Like, we are the team in 11th. You are the team that was in top 2 for most of the year. And now you're going to be like...
Dan Gorringe does not care about footy as well. Carlton fans,
does not give a shit.
look past it. Dan Gorringe he's an act. He's got you all in the palm of his hand. He does not give a fuck. You reckon he really cared about the loss on the weekend? No. He looks at it as an opportunity for content. And every one of them gets sucked the fuck in.
And he makes that fake crying video. Oh my god!
I can guarantee you, he does not give a. He probably fucking hates Carlton because they delisted him. Like, get it through your heads. He does not give a fuck about Carlton. He doesn't care. He's got you all commenting on his videos, going to his videos,
sharing
like puppies. He doesn't care. It's so obvious on his face. Maybe we're delusional, but that loss did not affect him at all. I know a lot of Carlton fans out there would have been heartbroken, shattered, angry, would have ruined their whole weekend. Gorringe does not give a fuck, and you all treat him like a king and are little puppies to him. Unbelievable. Oh, do you not agree with me?
100% agree. He does not give a fuck. And obviously, good on him. Smart as fuck. He's a smart man, I'll tell you that.
And the Carlton fans are stupid.
He's got legitimately the whole Carlton fan base, like you said, in the palm of his hands. He can make a video, screaming at his phone. He makes it really is 12-year-old humor. It's like,
but it's smart.
Essendon lose, Collingwood lose, and Cripps is the best, bro. I'm like,
But I don't think he understands. I don't think Carlton fans understand because I know a lot of people are like, oh, Dan's going to be wrapped with this. He doesn't give a fuck. He's smart. He's tricked you all into thinking he fucking cares. He does not care. He does not give a fuck.
At all. Port versus Swans. Oh my God. This was...
No one saw this coming.
Nobody saw it.
Oh my gosh.
If you told me you had a bet on Port Adelaide 40 plus last week, I would have told you to get fucked, honestly. Like, who saw this coming?
It's not me, buddy. That was actually I thought it was a joke when we're at the Collingwood Carlton game, and they bring up the scores the first time. It was 44-0. Everybody in our section was just going, like, nah, that can't be right.
Yeah.
No fucking way. Like,
I legit heard
insane.
people around us going, no, the internet's messing up.
Yeah, it's
the internet was
insane.
fucking up a bit on Friday,
Insane.
Saturday night. But I swear I thought the internet when it comes up and it's like 71-1. What
ridiculous.
the fuck is going
How
on?
the fuck?
Didn't see a second of that, but obviously they played out of their minds. We're going to take a little break, get into the rest of the games, and then get into the free tips. Punters Pod listeners, this show is brought to you by ChaseBet.
Gather your mates and be a part of every AFL game this season with ChaseBet.
Because ChaseBet is Australia's most comprehensive betting experience, with the best odds and daily promotions on all sports and racing.
Plus, the most innovative and exciting markets.
Visit the link available on all the Punters Pod social media bios and sign up to ChaseBet today.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.
All right, boys, we are back. Did you have anything else to say about Port Swans? Or
shout out to Port, man. That might be the most underrated team going into this final series. No, not just based off that win. Not just, but they've been playing some good footy. Ever since Ken Hinkley got booed, Port have been on a tear. Unbelievable that only a bit over a month ago they were booing the fuck out of Kenny Hinkley, and now look at him.
I honestly think the fans that booed him should not be able to celebrate if Port win the flag. I'm not joking. How are you going to do that? Like I find that such bullshit.
At the time, we said it was pretty poor from them, and it's like they were still in the top 8 in that point, and it was just like I feel like over there, but it's a lot of just like built up hatred towards Ken. And right now, it's not aged well because I think they are a very underrated team going into this final series. And if they finish top 2 games at Adelaide Oval, it could be sneaky for Granny.
I'm telling you right now, you know how the whole thing this whole year was, if Ken doesn't make the grand final, he's not going to get a job. I'm telling you now, they make a prelim, he's staying in the job.
Bro, you can't get rid of him.
I'm telling you right now, he will stay in the job.
Him.
And then we'll have this exact same shit all
for
over again next
year.
Giants versus Hawks. Hawks love choking a big 3-quarter lead. Second time they've done it. They did it against Port. Now they've done it against
Giants.
The Giants. Yeah, I don't know. Not much to say about this game.
No, really. The Giants strong fight back. Wouldn't want to see them in the finals. I know they were down at home against the Hawks for a long time, but everyone keeps saying how good the Hawks are, so we got to pay that a bit of respect for the Giants. And I reckon they're another team that's a sneaky chance to go all the way. Let's go quickly through the ladder right now.
Sydney, Brisbane, Port, Giants, Geelong, Freo, Bulldogs, Carlton.
All right. Can Sydney win the flag?
I'm still going to say yes, just because everyone ruled out Collingwood last year because they had a very bad end to the season, whatever. They ended up winning the flag. So yes, Sydney can still win the flag.
Brisbane.
Definitely. Especially if they
favourites.
finish top 2. They are my favourites as well.
Port Adelaide.
I'm going to say no.
I think they can. I think Port are playing good enough footy now and going under the radar. They can get a few home finals at Adelaide Oval and make a push. Make surprise grand final. Because no one expects them right now.
If they finish top 2, I think yes.
Giants.
Again, no. If I'm sorry, this year the top 2 is the most important it's ever been this year because it's going to be 2 interstate teams. It's not going to be Geelong. It's not going to be
Carlton
Dogs, or it's not going to be Carlton. So it's going to be an interstate. If you're going up against Giant, if Sydney stay 1 and Giants go 4, then there's a chance.
Anyway, we can't predict too much. Just based off gut.
No, Giants cannot win.
Geelong.
No.
Freo. So I don't think Freo can.
I don't think so either.
Yeah. Dogs. Yes. Dogs. Wow.
Dogs are going to finish top 4. I'm telling you now.
They will. And they're scary.
I don't know their next couple games. Ethan doesn't want me to fucking do ladder predictors on the podcast, but I think the Dogs can go all the way.
They've got Adelaide, North, and GWS at Ballarat.
They're going to finish top 4.
Easily. And Carlton?
No.
No chance.
Definitely not. I don't know if Carlton are going to make the finals.
They'll make the finals. They got 2 easy games.
Essendon Freo, insane game.
The Dons.
Insane game.
The Dons.
Both these teams are just so untrustworthy. We say it every time. But
Tracy's a beast.
Tracy is a gun.
Big Dick Tracy.
But yeah, Bombers got it done. It was crazy finish to that game. I thought there was no chance the Bombers were coming back. They were down 20-something points.
I thought no chance Nate Caddy would score a goal to win my multi, but
same as me.
He prevails.
The big horse, the big horsey. But yeah, I don't know, Freo, MCG shit comes up, but then again, they were up by 20-something points in the fourth quarter.
I think everyone's a bit harsh on Freo, to be honest. Probably me, number one, but I feel like they're not as bad as everyone wants them to be.
But Essendon, we were listening to it on the radio, and Essendon just went on that, all you heard was clearance, Essendon, goal, clearance, Essendon, goal, clearance, Essendon, goal.
Yep.
After and after, it was fucking 8 minutes left in the game, crazy there. And the final game of last round, Saints versus Lions. Lions are going to win, going straight to the grand final.
Winning the flag.
I think they will finish first. I'm not sure about Sydney's next couple games, but
Collingwood this week,
that's not a given either. So, yeah.
Pies of shit. Lions take care of business. Flag and first on the ladder is theirs.
Now, to the table, I want to bring something to the table, and it is...
About time.
The AFL season is so long. Only 4 weeks ago, it was a Carlton-Sydney grand final. That's what it was.
It was locked in.
It was locked in. They played that game and Carlton got smashed by 40-something points. But it was locked in that it was a Carlton and Sydney grand final. Now, these exact 2 teams are probably in the worst form out of anyone in the 8. These 2 teams that were going to make the grand final only 4 weeks ago. Bevo, Fagan, Hinkley, all were going to be sacked. They needed to be sacked.
Longmuir.
Fagan needed to be sacked in round 3. Fucking Hinkley 3 weeks ago, and Bevo at the start of the year as well.
And Longmuir before the season started.
Now, these 3 or 4 coaches all have their teams with aspirations to make the top 4. And probably all 3 of them, Bevo, Fagan, and Hinkley, will have their team in the top 4 at the end of the year.
100%.
After they needed to be sacked halfway through the year. Brisbane's season was over. 2-5 start. The premiership loss had done them. The overseas scandal had finished them.
I forgot about that.
They're flag favourites now. They are flag favourites after a 2-5 start, and they needed to sack the coach, this and that. Rory Lobb was finished. He was being traded to another team.
He did not want to play a game for the Dogs. He hated the Bulldogs.
Never playing another game for the Dogs. He was going to Collingwood, going to Essendon, going to whatever. Now he's All-Australian centre-half back, the best one in the league. The season is long. Stop making predictions. You're never going to get it right. This is the same shit that happened when Collingwood started the season off 0-3 and it was their finished hangover, this and that. Season's long.
It is long, and the Pies still end up being shit. So
No, I know, but you could have done the same with things.
Everything, of course. But you know what? A bit hypocritical because we come on and talk about how bad Brisbane is. Probably someone can find a clip on that anyway.
Yeah.
So talking about the Bulldogs, your boys, the Doggies, Bevo.
Sons of the West.
The Bulldogs have a secret weapon in their arsenal.
Rory Lobb.
Let me take you back to the 1st of December, 2023. Dan McStay ruptured his ACL. He returned 3 weeks ago. 9 days later, on the 10th of December, 2023, Bailey Smith had the same injury occur.
I see what you're doing here.
Both the club in the Western Bulldogs and the player in Bailey Smith should be smarter than this. Get him back and you have a chance to win the flag. I would rather play Bailey Smith, who can show he can win finals off his own boots, over Mick Neal, over Bramble, over Poulter, over Garcia. Bailey Smith is an all-Australian caliber player. He's won finals off his own boots, like we saw against Brisbane.
Yeah.
If he comes back and hits form, the Dogs will win the flag. Do not fuck this up, Bulldogs. Bailey Smith, do not fuck this up. You can leave at the end of the year, go to Hawthorn, go to Geelong, go to Collingwood, go to wherever you want. But you have a chance to play and win the flag. You're still not injured because Dan McStay only did his knee 9 days before you, and he's been playing for 3 weeks.
You might have just exposed the Bulldogs. They were keeping. You were the. I have not heard anyone say this. You might have exposed them. They were keeping this up their sleeve the whole time. First week of finals,
Bevo.
it was going to be in B Smith, and now
don't
you've
think
exposed
so.
them.
Nah,
I think it might happen.
I
haven't thought of that. I think that might happen.
I think what's happening is they have just decided he's not going to be here next year, and he's decided, yep, I'm leaving at the end of the year.
Oh, sure, you
I'm not
just
gonna
throw
play.
it at it.
But
Just
bro, now that you're looking this good, and Bailey Smith's that good, like I don't think we remember how good Bailey Smith is.
Bro, you're 100% right too. Throw him on the wing instead of Poulter.
I know, like, but seriously, they have a chance to do something here, and if they don't do it, and they lose a prelim, massive opportunity lost. He would be so deadly right now.
The last little thing I want to talk about too is the wild card round. Like, there's been a lot of talk about it. I think Dwayne Russell came out this week and said that the wild card was going to be... he pretty much called it a certainty next year. The wild card round will be the best thing to ever happen to footy.
Oh, the best.
The best thing to ever happen to footy. Because you know what's going to happen this year? We're going to get to round 24, and round 24 is going to finish, and then the week after, everyone's going to be sooking. Why don't we have footy on? We need footy on. It's
Like
so
every
boring.
year. Like every year.
It's no climax, this and that. Like, everyone, do you have 4 million people who want to watch the footy and they can't watch the footy because there's a bye? Why would you not bring in the wild card round? And we listened to SEN and we heard boomer after boomer after boomer call up and say, oh, this promotes mediocrity and this and that. And shut the fuck up. What do you mean mediocrity? This means that 2 extra teams are going to play harder during the season to make that 8th and 9th and 10th spot.
3 extra fan bases are invested for much longer into the season. As a Collingwood fan, I've been disinterested with footy because it doesn't look like Collingwood are going to play finals this year. I've been a bit not as invested in the last 3 weeks since that's become clear. If wildcard round was still a possibility for Collingwood right now, I would be so invested into winning this weekend against Sydney. Right now, I'm like, yeah, it'd be nice to win, maybe keep our 2% chance of making finals alive. But if there was a wildcard round, I would start tricking myself into thinking, if we make wildcard round, we'll beat 7th place as the 10th seed and we'll fucking win the flag from there. Like, I'd believe that. Because you're keeping that many more people into the footy, that many more teams competitive. It promotes like a no tanking because the teams who are in that middle part of the ladder are thinking to themselves, we can still play finals here, rather than thinking, let's just play shit for a fucking good draft pick.
And you know what? And then you hear people say, oh, teams don't win it outside the 4, let alone from 9
Give
to
them
10.
a chance.
Who gives a shit? Who cares? This creates more excitement, more G'ing up. Like
More interest.
Like, imagine a team from 9th or 10th
Makes
ended up winning the flag one day.
Not even. It doesn't have to be a flag. Like,
No, but yeah, I know.
my point is, yeah, it's unlikely that a team will win the flag from 10th. But even if you finish 10th, your season looks over, you're 10th, say Collingwood, for example, right now, then you've somehow find form in the finals and make it prelim. That's still huge. Like, everyone fell in love with GWS and Carlton last year, who made a prelim from outside the 4. Imagine you make that from 10th. The fucking investments.
And then, you know what? Instead of promoting mediocrity, it promotes to play even harder because you know what? You don't want to make the top 8 anymore. You want to make the top 6. So you don't have to play that extra week. This would be... It's going to come in. I can't wait for it to come in.
It's going to be the best thing
Everyone
ever.
who's doubting it now will say, oh my God, how did we live without this before?
It's an extra
Fills
week
up
of
that
finals.
week.
It's
I
an
know,
extra week of
like
finals.
you're fucking joking if you don't like.
Everyone
the
loves
idea of
finals
this.
footy. It's an extra week of finals. It'll be amazing. There'll be iconic moments for years to come that come out of wild card round.
Perfect. Free tips this week. First game of the
Swans
round.
versus the Pies. Swans Pies.
The Pies with the slightest glimmer of hope. I know you're kind of forced to
Dreaming.
say this. Like we're kind of forced to say this.
Dreaming.
Collingwood have no chance to make the finals. So just get that out of your head. I don't think there's any way, but they're not just going to give in. They're not going to roll over in this game. Yes, Sydney at the SCG is going to be a tough feat, but we did just see the Bulldogs steamroll them there. We also just saw Port Adelaide steamroll them very, very badly.
Which means the Swans have to bounce back, some would say.
No. Swans have been in shocking form.
Shocking.
The only win in the last 6 weeks coming against North Melbourne. This does not look like a premiership side. They're finishing the season even worse than the Pies did last year. I think the Pies played really, really well for 3 quarters against the Blues and then absolutely shit themselves in the fourth.
But how much of that is actually playing good footy again, or how much of that is it was Penrith's 400th, it was against Carlton on a massive Saturday
This
night.
is still a Friday night.
Saturday
This is a
night,
Friday
Saturday.
night game, big game. It's going to be a packed out stadium. Couldn't see why they don't take it up to the Swans up here. My free tip, Collingwood plus 15.5 at $1.90.
You're a tripper. I think Sydney get back to some of their best form, have a good showing against the very slim chance Pies, who in the first 2 quarters, if they're getting beaten convincingly, will probably roll over because the season will be officially done. I'm going the opposite. I'm going Sydney minus 15.5 at $1.90. Can't see Sydney staying down for the rest of the season. I think now is the time they start bouncing back these last 3 games, try and get some momentum going into finals, which I still think they're a very big chance of being alive for a premiership push.
Fucking John Longmire gave him a couple of days off. They need more days training, not a couple of days off, the boys. Lions versus GWS. This is going to be a good game.
Good game. Very good game.
To me, this looks like a very, very dangerous game for the Lions.
Nah.
I'm still not 100% believer in the Giants, but they just do find ways to win. And they've been sneaking up the ladder, currently in 4th position. In saying this, I just think the Lions are the team to beat right now. Most in form, most dominant, just too good in the comp, especially at the Gabba. My free tip, Brisbane minus 21.5 at $1.90.
Lions are making the granny at a bare minimum. I've said it for a while. I don't see them losing another game at the Gabba this season, which is why I think they will continue this week and beat the Giants. The Giants are scary and the threats. I don't think they can mess with the Lions at home. However, Lions will win this game. I'm with you. Lions minus 21.5 at $1.90.
North Melbourne versus the West Coast
What a
Eagles.
cracker.
This will be a good game, I think.
That'd be decent. Good to see North.
I don't know. I just you're going to call me a North dick
God,
rider.
You
I
love
like
Harry
watching
Sheezel.
North play.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Harry Sheezel.
Oh, I love Harry.
Never
Sheezel.
heard
I
so
love
much
him.
dick sucking.
Oh, he's the best.
Harry Sheezel.
Um,
No foreskin as well.
Eagles just seem to play decent at Optus Stadium, but capitulate everywhere else. I think it'll be a similar scenario here. North absolutely love Marvel as well. Suits their game style so much. This one is super easy. Doesn't need much explanation here. My free tip is North win at $1.60.
They're both playing actually decent footy, funnily enough, for being 2 of the bottom 3 teams. Well, I might sound a bit like Jezza here, but North do have something about them. It is intriguing and much more intriguing than the Eagles at the moment. Marvel factor solidifies that thinking. I've done a lot of lines this week, like my mate Dusty behind me, but I'm going another line and I'm going North minus 11.5 at $1.67.
Freo versus the Cats. Cats have been not impressive at all to me. Like, have not impressed me in the slightest. Freo are up and down, but they just got straight unlucky not to win last week, in my opinion.
Was it unlucky?
Yeah, I
or
think it was.
They just stopped playing. Essendon were just fucking too good.
I didn't see that as a major blip at all. I think they come back in a big way. Geelong, like I said, just aren't impressing me at all at the
Jeremy
moment.
Cameron impresses me. Other than that, not much.
Yeah, I know, but Cameron's gone through some shit patches of form this year as well.
Well,
Like
after his
just,
concussion, he was a bit slow.
they're not this almighty premiership Geelong team. They're just not, in my opinion. When you're playing players like Sean Manor and like
Manly's good, bro.
oh come on,
But
but
every team's got those
Lawson Humphreys and
Every
no,
team's
I know,
got
but
those players.
this was not the team. I don't know.
No, I don't agree with
sorry.
that.
Listen, I'm not saying they're terrible players, but they're not these aren't the Premiership Geelong team.
There were some players like that in every Premiership team. Collingwood played Billy Frampton in a grand final.
I know. But it's different. Like he stopped Harris Andrews. He was the
Yeah,
reason
he had two disposed, and he fucking locked up Kerner. I tell you.
I know.
From
we haven't talked about that yet. 0 goals, 0 free kicks, 0 goals. I don't know.
Coincidence?
Anyway, my free tip for this game is going to be Freo win at $1.50. This is my lock of the week.
Ooh.
Freo do not lose this game. Geelong do not win this game. That's all I'm going to say.
This is a juicy game. Both teams actually need this as much as each other. It is a top 4 elimination final sort of thing. Like whoever loses this game, probably not making top 4. Whoever wins it holds a very nice position going into the last 2 rounds to finish with that double chance in the finals. I think Freo just impressed me more, similar to your thoughts. Over there helps too. I'll take Freo here, but I'm not trusting them to absolutely dominate. I'm having Freo 1-39 at $2.15.
Bombers versus the Suns. Do I even have to explain myself? Suns away from their garbage wet stadium equals a loss, obviously.
Simple math, baby.
Essendon on a mini run here will beat the Suns comfortably at Marvel. Could have easily made this my lock. I really did want to make it my lock.
Maybe someone else did.
Plus, Dimmer doesn't like Marvel. My free tip, Essendon minus 12.5, sorry, at $1.90. They get the job done super easily. Super easily.
Dons will belt the Suns at Marvel, coming off a massive win versus Freo. Season alive. They're fucking up and about, the Dons. No scarves on the ground this week. Simple math is back. 1 + 1 equals
2.
Suns plus away equals. Yes. They'll lose. Dons will win comfortably. Dons minus 12.5 at $1.90 is my lock of the week. Last time I had the Dons for a lock.
I should have done that.
Last time I had them, they got spanked by St Kilda.
We're going to take a little break and then get into the rest of the games. Punters Pod listeners, this show is brought to you by ChaseBet.
Gather your mates and be a part of every AFL game this season with ChaseBet.
Because ChaseBet is Australia's most comprehensive betting experience with the best odds and daily promotions on all sports and racing.
Plus, the most innovative and exciting markets.
Visit the link available on all the Punters Pod social media bios and sign up to ChaseBet today.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au. We are back like we never left. Last 4 games, Jezza, and kick us off with the Melbourne Demons versus Port Adelaide Sydney Smashers.
Very interesting game for me here. Melbourne with the longer break, plus at the MCG, Port possibly drinking their own bathwater a bit here. I think they've been pumped up a lot
As
this
they
week.
deserve to get pumped up.
Huh?
As they deserve.
They do, but I just don't know with Port at all. I don't trust them still. You asked me if they were a grand final team. I said I don't think they can win the flag.
You're a Ken hater, man.
They dismantled Sydney last week, but I'm always cautious with them because every time I get sucked into Port Adelaide, they end up burning me really, really bad.
It's Melbourne.
I get sucked into them way too easy. I really, really think Melbourne have a sniff in this game. This is going to be one where everyone's going to tip Port, and it could flip the other way very easily. I really think they have a sniff. I don't know why. I just think they keep it close. My free tip, Melbourne plus 15.5 at $1.90. I'm guessing you've got the minus Port, but
feels like it's a predictable round to me at least. Obviously not. Obviously not to some people.
Nothing about this year has been predictable.
Cliche. Teams who need to win will commonly win in these last few rounds. Port are a team who needs to win. They've struck some sneaky red hot form, putting together a very nice patch. And even before the Sydney win, we're putting this patch together. They can't slip this game up against the D's. I don't think they will. I think Melbourne, we've seen it all with them being a competitive team in 2024. I will take, well predicted by you, Port Adelaide minus 15.5 at $1.90.
Ethan tipping the favourites. Carlton versus
The favourites, we
Hawthorn.
got the same fucking odds.
Carlton versus Hawthorn. What a game this will be.
Game of the round.
Genuinely excited for this. This is one I will sit
What
down
time slot's
and
this?
Sunday 1, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah.
That's beautiful. I like that.
Beautiful. You're not going to watch it?
I won't be. Yeah. Nah, we'll watch it.
Genuinely excited. Massive for both. Carlton could legitimately miss the 8 if they slip up here. And
Don't get me excited. Don't get me excited.
Hawks will have no chance if they can't get up.
Oh.
It's going to be fast-paced. It's going to be desperate. And
It's going to be
listen,
Hawthorn.
I think with all my heart that the Hawks will win this one.
Oh.
But I am on fire. I'm absolutely on fire, boys. Every time I tip Carlton, they lose. That's why my free tip is Carlton win at $1.90. Carlton will win this game.
Wink, wink to everybody out there who actually takes just his tips.
Yeah.
Just a little wink,
Yeah,
wink.
wink,
there.
wink,
He's
wink.
tipping Carlton. Wink, wink.
Yeah, wink,
Ah.
wink. I really think Hawks are going to win, but my free tip is
No,
Carlton.
Carlton win.
Yeah,
Carlton
Carlton
win. Hawks stumble last week and blow the lead. Blues stumble and miss the game winner. Mitch McGovern, well done, mate. Well done.
My favourite Collingwood player.
Mitch McGovern. Hawks' last chance to be equal inside the 8th, and then they'll have a chance to push hard against the bottom 2 teams in the last 2 rounds. This is a must-win game if I've ever seen one. Blues, the flag favourites, have fallen so badly and risk being 8th or even flirt with missing the finals if they drop this one. Hawks playing better footy. Feel like they will get this one done. Game style will be too quick for the unaccountable Blues backline. Hawks win at $1.94. Nearly made it my lock. And let me just say something as well. Curnow will win the Coleman this year. I know it looks unlikely now because Hogan's on top. But trust me, like every year, Curnow is going to make sure against West Coast in 2 weeks' time, he'll fill up his boots, score 8 or 9 against the bottom team to ensure he gets the Coleman because that's all he cares about. He cares about the Coleman more than premierships.
100%. And he will float around and he'll stick his fingers up and he'll go 3 times.
All about him. All about Charlie.
All about him. That's what it is with Carlton, isn't it? Just all about personal accolades. Cripps is dying for his Brownlow. Curnow's dying for his Coleman. And they don't get any team success. Richmond versus St Kilda. Richmond with back-to-back Marvel games. They would fucking hate that. 2 shocking teams, in my opinion. Got no clue what either of them are going to throw up at all. I just think the Saints are a little less worse than the Tigers are. And I'm going off recent form. Saints did beat Essendon at Marvel not long ago. So I've got to keep that in mind. Won't be a thrashing, but the Saints will win this. My free tip, St Kilda 1-39 at $2.12.
I'll be shut up. That's my free tip as well. Good thinking, Jez. Saints win. Won't get too ugly. Caminiti might fuck around and kick 10 goals. Probably will. Most likely will. But I have the Saints 1-39 at $2.12 as well.
And the final game of the round, Crows versus the Western Bulldogs. Not even that bothered that this is at Adelaide Oval. Even though
Your
the
favourite
Dogs,
game of the week. Good time slot for you.
it is a beautiful time. So I can't wait to watch this. Adelaide Oval, Dogs versus. It feels like it's always an Adelaide Oval game as well.
It's always interstate. I
Yeah.
think Perth gets it as well.
Dogs prove that they can play on the road. They're fresh off beating Geelong at GMHBA and Sydney at the SCG, so I'm not worried about the Adelaide Oval factor at all there. Was super impressed with them last week against Melbourne. They should have won by about fucking 100 points, but they just
Jamara.
were so inaccurate. Extra day break, light work here. Free tip, Dogs minus 15.5 at $1.90. Should have made this my lock too.
Dogs need this game. Have a chance to push for 4. Can't trust them when travelling completely. Haven't won at Adelaide Oval since 2021. Got ugly last time at Adelaide Oval against the other South Australian side in Port Adelaide. But this is a settled, strong Dogs team at the moment who will embarrass the easily embarrassable Crows. I'm with ya. Dogs minus 15.5 at $1.90. All my free tips combined, $412.07. Jezza, what's yours, mate?
You'll find it out if you place my bets.
Well done. I like
Thank
it.
you, everyone, for listening to another episode of the Punters Pod. We appreciate all you guys who listen week in and week out. We'll see you next week.
See you, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. For all your snow gear, go to Mazzacuts, get a free haircut and some snow gear, and maybe he'll give you a little kiss on the side. Love you, Mazza.